What up, everyone? Welcome back to Track Stories. Today we are talking about Hopscotch. So, this one was actually a track that Jeff had written a bulk of it outside of the band on his own. And we had talked with him a little while back before we got into the recording session for the album of, do you have anything? Because we, like I had stated, we wanted to really experiment and stretch our legs with this one and see how far we could kind of go with the writing and see how receptive the fan base was going to be with us kind of feeling our way around and actually seeing where we wanted to go with the direction of the band and the direction of our songwriting. And so we looked at Jeff and we were like, hey, are you sitting on any program, very synth heavy pieces that you've written that you haven't done anything with? Because at this point in time, Jeff was also working on a side project called Slave One, where a lot of the things that he was doing in this style were already allocated towards that project. So we didn't in any way, shape, or form want to risk taking anything from what he had already earmarked for that project. And he had stated, well, I have this one, but I don't know if you guys would really be able to fully incorporate into this one or not. So I'm all for, sharing this one if you guys feel it will work. So step one to seeing if it would really work for the most part was I went over to his house for a few different writing sessions on it and just had him keep looping it over and over in his bedroom while I had my guitar plugged in. And I kind of just riffed around on it to actually see what might work, what might not, what vibe. Should we go really heavy? Should we kind of more go creepy, atmospheric? Really didn't know, so it was kind of just a free-for-all to see what would work. And we landed on me kind of almost hitting, for lack of better words, a very dark blues type approach with the way that I had written the riffs and the effects that I had opted to go for, and just the overall vibe of my part. And due to this track being already a very bass-heavy track when it came to the programming, it didn't leave really any room for Chad to exist in it. So if you're listening to the recording, it actually is pretty much one of the only songs that we actually have that Chad is not present on. And it was sheerly due to the way that the programming was done and all the synths were done. There really wasn't any room for Chad to be able to play and have it not be in a conflict in the frequencies. But after I got my parts done, we showed it to the rest of the guys, and Brandon was able to find a groove on it that was going to work within the middle of the programming. And then after that, Bob got his fingers into it. And this one actually kind of caught us off guard because one of our shows that we played, we got called by the local radio station, 98.9 The Bear, asking if we'd be interested in playing a show that they were hosting over at one of the local venues. And obviously we told them, yeah, we're on board. And they said, cool, we're going to do a radio promo. And we asked if they needed a song. They were like, nope, don't worry about it. We'll go grab one off of your stuff and we'll throw it into the promo. We were like, all right, cool. We figured that they would look at the streaming numbers of everything and just grab whatever the top one was. And it caught us off guard that they did not do that. They actually grabbed Hopscotch, which even still to this day is actually one of our lower streamed songs from this album, and opted to use that one in the radio promo. And it honestly kind of, one, caught us off guard. Two, it kind of worried us a little bit because we didn't know how many people were going to be coming out to this show that knew us, comparison to just brand new people that we were going to be getting introduced to for the first time that night. And we didn't want them to expect off of that radio promo that was going to be very light type of our sound, because at this point in time, we had only a couple songs that had that level of synth baked into them, and we weren't playing any of them live due to the fact that we didn't have the equipment to pull it off live. So we were actually a little worried about the reception we were going to get from the crowd off of the show because we weren't going to play that song live nor have anything in the set that sounded like that. So luckily it went off really well. We actually got quite a few new fans out of that one, and even though everybody said they heard us on the promo and everything like that, the only thing we got was a, hey, what CD is that song on that I heard on the radio? And so we obviously, we told them it's on Ascending Degrees, and that was good enough for everybody. They weren't upset they didn't hear it live, so we were really relieved on that one. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you in the next one.